Hello, and a massive warm welcome to all the incredible, divine mothers-to-be out there, and really to anyone preparing for the beautiful journey of motherhood who is joining us for this explainer. Today, we are diving into something truly profound. We're stepping into a sacred space, exploring a concept that fundamentally reframes the whole idea of pregnancy. We're going to look at source material that invites us to see this time not just as a biological process, simply waiting to give birth, but as an absolutely unparalleled opportunity. It's the divine creation of a superior soul. This is a journey of deep, deep connection and profound impact, and I am honestly so thrilled to act as your guide and mentor through these incredible insights today.
Okay, let's dive right into this, because there is this one foundational pillar that underpins everything we're going to explore today. The core idea is this: education doesn't start after birth, but in the womb itself. Just pause and think about that for a second. We so often imagine that a child's learning journey kicks off on their first day of preschool, right? Or maybe when we start reading them those little bedtime stories. But the text we're analyzing today completely flips that script. It reveals that a mother's womb is, quite literally, a child's very first classroom. The learning, the absorbing, the intricate development of the soul, it all begins long, long before your baby takes their first breath in the outside world.
To really wrap our heads around how this works, we need to unpack the central concept presented in our sources, which is called Garbhoveda. Now, this is just a gorgeous, harmonious confluence of three seriously powerful elements. First up, we've got ancient Vedic wisdom, bringing centuries of profound spiritual insight to the table. Second, we have modern science, which backs it all up with undeniable physiological and psychological facts. And third, we have conscious motherhood, that active, fiercely intentional love of a mother. When these three things intersect, it's a real game changer. This isn't just about taking your prenatal vitamins. This approach is designed to empower expectant mothers on literally every possible level. We're talking mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. It is the complete package for nurturing a new life.
So the crucial point is, how exactly does all this empowerment actually reach the child? Well, according to the core principles of Garbhoveda, the connection between you and your baby is absolute. It's completely unfiltered. Every single thought that crosses your mind, every emotion you feel, the environment you're sitting in right now, the food on your plate, the music you groove to, and just your overall energetic vibe, all of the above directly reaches and shapes the fetal soul. It's an incredible, almost overwhelming amount of power when you think about it. Taking care of yourself, finding your joy, and cultivating inner peace. That's not a luxury right now. It is the very nourishment your baby is absorbing. Every feeling you have is literally being transmitted straight to that new life growing inside you.
Now you might be wondering, okay, this sounds like a beautiful philosophy, but is there actual proof? Well, that's what is so fascinating about this source material. It perfectly bridges the gap between the ancient past and our present reality. We're going to see how this isn't just a matter of blind faith, but a matter of observable, scientific reality. So let's pivot for a second and look at the hard evidence of what happens when ancient wisdom meets modern science.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how today's cutting-edge science is perfectly validating these ancient legends. Take the legendary story of Abhimanyu from the great ancient epic, the Mahabharata. The texts tell this incredible story of him learning the highly complex Chakravyuh battle formation while actively listening from inside his mother's womb. For centuries, people thought, oh, that's just a beautiful spiritual myth. But guess what? Modern science has completely caught up. We now have specific neurological studies proving that fetal hearing is well developed by just the 16th week of pregnancy. No way, right? Furthermore, ultrasounds show fetuses reacting directly to maternal stress, and specific studies on auditory stimulation prove that babies in the womb actively respond to the tempo and rhythm of music, literally absorbing the energy of their surroundings. Science is confirming exactly what the ancient Vedic texts have been saying all along. The womb is a highly active, totally perceptive learning environment.
Because of this incredible overlap between scientific and historical validation, our source text encourages a massive mindset shift for expectant mothers. It tells us loud and clear that pregnancy is not just a 9-month wait. It is not some passive waiting room where you're just counting down the days on a calendar until the baby gets here. Instead, it is a 9-month active creation of a superior future. This is a highly dynamic period. You have this unparalleled opportunity to proactively shape the character, the health, and the spirit of the next generation. It really is a time of divine creation.
Which naturally brings us to a very practical, very important question. It's the exact same question posed beautifully in our source material. Essentially, so what exactly can we do during these 9 months? As we navigate this mentorship journey together, it's crucial to take all this grand philosophy and ground it in our everyday reality. How do we take this incredible power of creation and actually apply it? Let's pivot and look at the specific, actionable practices that make up this spiritual journey.
The source material outlines a pretty brilliant solution. It gives us a 9-month spiritual toolkit. These are specific daily practices to guide you along the way. First up, it starts with daily meditation, just to center your mind and ground your energy. Then it highly emphasizes the power of positive music and mantras. Since we know from those scientific studies we just talked about that your baby is actively hearing sounds and responding to rhythms, filling your home with uplifting vibrations is absolutely key. And finally, empowering positive affirmations. Speaking words of unconditional love, strength, and health out loud creates a deep, resonant bond between you and your child. It's all about consciously using your voice and your positive intent to forge this profound, protective connection with your baby. But beyond just using the toolkit, maintaining your overall inner harmony is vital. The guidance here is wonderfully holistic. Yes, it includes healthy physical guidance, but it equally stresses emotional balance. This might mean making the conscious choice to step away from a stressful environment. It might mean carving out dedicated moments throughout your day just for deep, rhythmic breathing. Or it could be immersing yourself in uplifting spiritual knowledge to totally reset your mind. And I want to highlight this deeply comforting piece of advice from the text. Maintaining your inner peace is not selfish. By proactively taking care of your emotional state, you are directly taking care of your baby. Your peace literally becomes your baby's peace.
Let's move to the next phase and see how this all builds together into a cohesive 3-step journey. Step 1 is entirely focused on empowering you, the mother. When you feel mentally, physically, and spiritually strong, it naturally leads right into Step 2, which is establishing that deep, conscious mother-child bond well before birth. And it's that unbreakable bond that directly facilitates Step 3, nurturing a cultured, healthy, and spiritually strong child. So as you can see, maternal self-care literally acts as the foundational stepping stone for creating a joyful, conscious new life.
And that brings us to this incredibly powerful summary thought from our source text. A conscious mother alone builds a superior generation. This whole journey isn't just about having a healthy baby. It's about the profound ripple effect impact of conscious motherhood on the future of humanity itself. By leaning into these daily practices, by merging that ancient wisdom with modern understanding, you are actively participating in a divine creation. It transforms the everyday experience of motherhood into a profound spiritual practice. So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder on your journey. If your baby is learning from you at this very moment, what beautiful truth will you teach them today?